Heaps Normal is an Australian non-alcoholic beer brand that launched in 2020 with a mission to normalize mindful drinking. Positioned as a premium craft brand, it is stocked in Dan Murphy's and BWS with marketing focused on digital channels over expensive mass media. Their key strengths include a strong Australian identity and award-winning products. However, its male-coded branding limits appeal to women aged 18 to 30. Non-alcoholic beer is also the fastest growing beer segment in Australia. Competitors like Heineken Zero, Carlton Zero, and Peroni 0% remain male focused, creating a clear gap that this campaign can target. Their main threat, however, remains that these competitors have larger marketing budgets. Pestle supports this strategy. Politically, there's a greater focus on reducing alcohol harm. Economically, the cost of living pressures makes non-alcoholic options attractive. Socially, the sober curious movement is growing. Technologically, short-form video content offers low-cost promotion. Environmentally, consumers value local and sustainable brands. And legally, the 0.5% ABV means that fewer advertising restrictions apply.
Building on our campaign direction, we've developed three SMART objectives to ensure the campaign is both specific, strategic, and measurable. First, we aim to increase brand awareness among Australian women aged 18 to 30 over a 6-month period. This focuses on expanding visibility into a new female driven segment. We'll achieve this through TikTok, Instagram, influencer partnerships, and event sponsorships. Success will be measured through reach, impressions, engagement, and brand recall surveys. Second, we aim to shift brand perception, targeting a 20% increase in positive perceptions. This challenges the idea that alcohol free beer is untrendy, instead, positioning Heaps Normal as a confident, modern lifestyle choice. We'll measure this through segment analysis, shares, and audience feedback from influencers and events. Finally, we aim to drive trial and adoption, targeting a 15% increase in purchases. This will be supported through event activations, promotions, and in-store and online incentives, with success tracked through sales data and QR or discount codes. Together, these objectives ensure the campaign delivers real, measurable growth.
Our primary target is professional women ages 27 to 42 living in urban hubs who prioritize their career, wellness, and a high frequency social life. We're moving away from drinking by default and focusing on what we call drinking by design. These are the sober curious moderators living in cities like Sydney. They're highly educated and they have disposable income for premium craft products. And crucially, they care about the aesthetic. They want a drink that looks just as good as it tastes. So why this group? We're essentially closing the wellness gap. These women spend heavily on fitness and skincare. Heaps Normal finally aligns their Friday night persona with their Saturday morning yoga selves. By positioning this as a premium lifestyle accessory rather than a health drink, we provide social safety, removing that awkward friction of not drinking in a professional or social setting. Ultimately, we're offering them a third way. It's not a choice between alcoholic drinks and water anymore. It's a way to look the part without having all the negative benefits to their health.
The overarching strategy of our campaign is to reposition Heaps Normal as a lifestyle-driven brand, specifically targeting young women who are becoming more health conscious and sober curious, but still want to feel involved in social drinking environments. In terms of positioning, Heaps Normal is framed as a premium lifestyle alternative to both alcoholic and non-alcoholic competitors. Unlike other brands who mainly focus on function, this campaign highlights a broader lifestyle centered on well-being, confidence, and connection. Importantly, we want to shift the brand from a male-dominated beer audience to a more inclusive, female-focused market, aged 18 to 30. Our key message, Drink Better, Live Better, reinforces that choosing alcohol-free isn't a limitation but an empowering lifestyle choice. The value lies in offering a full-flavored beer that allows young women to stay socially engaged while supporting their mental and physical well-being. Our creative strategy is transformational. We focus on emotion, confidence, balance, and belonging through real-life social settings like festivals and nights out. Using influencer content and user-generated visuals, we show that choosing Heaps Normal means you can be present, confident, and fully part of every moment.
The media strategy targets Australian women who are aged 18 to 30, both online and in the real life spaces that they occupy. Online, TikTok is our main channel using lifestyle content that shows women socializing with Heaps Normal in relatable settings. Instagram can support this through reels and influencer partnerships with female wellness and culture creators. Paid social on both platforms means that we can precisely target by age, gender, location, and interests. Offline, out-of-home advertising will appear in nightlife precincts, university campuses, and wellness studios, reaching the audience when they are making those social decisions. Experimental activations as well, including festivals and wellness events, will encourage product trial where inclusion matters most. What ties it all together, though, is the integrated marketing consistency. Every touch point, from a billboard to a TikTok scroll to a festival, will carry the same visual identity and campaign line: drink better, live better. Each channel reinforces the others, creating a cumulative impact rather than isolated impressions.
Our budget and resource slide is going to outline how we're allocating the spend across the 8-week campaign. Our biggest investment is 25% of the budget, which goes towards influencer marketing, which drives our Phase 1 awareness launch. We're putting towards another 20% into each social media across TikTok, Instagram, and other things to initiate the Phase 2 engagement push. Content creation is going to take up another 15%, covering all the UGC and video production. Phase 3, we're going to shift focus to conversion. 10% is going to go into retail, which is things like Coles and Dan Murphy's. 5% will be in towards discount tracking via QR codes. And the last 5% is going to be covering evaluation tools such as Brand Watch, Google Analytics, to measure the impact that we're actually having. Every dollar is mapped out to a phase and a measurable outcome, keeping track to the campaign, which is a lean, trackable, and conversion-focused initiative.
Our campaign is structured across 3 phases: awareness, engagement, and conversion, to guide the audience from discovery through to purchase. In Phase 1, which runs across weeks 1 and 2, the focus is on awareness. We prioritize high-reach channels like TikTok and Instagram, supported by influencer content to introduce Heaps Normal and challenge perceptions around non-alcoholic beer. This stage is critical because the brand still faces barriers around taste and social acceptance. Phase 2, from weeks 3 to 5, shifts into engagement. Here, we drive interaction through user-generated content, social media challenges, and real-world activations in social settings like bars and events. The goal is to build a stronger emotional connection and position the brand as part of a social lifestyle, not just an alternate product. Phase 3, across weeks 6 to 8, focuses on conversion. We introduce targeted promotion, retail partnership with stores like Liquorland and Dan Murphy's, and retargeting ads to convert interest into purchase. This ensures the campaign delivers measurable business outcomes. Key milestones include the campaign launch in week 1, influencer push in week 2, engagement campaigns from week 3, major activations from around week 5, and a final promotional push leading into week 8. This phased approach ensures we build awareness first, strengthen brand equity through engagement, and then drive purchase behavior in a structured and effective way.
Our campaign's effectiveness will be measured across 3 phases over the 6-month period and beyond. Phase 1, awareness and engagement, will be measuring whether the campaign is gaining social traction amongst women aged 27 to 42, measuring reach and follower growth across platforms like Instagram and TikTok. Engagement rates and publicity mentions will be benchmarked against competitors like Heineken Zero to measure our market visibility and presence. Phase 2, activation and trial, measures whether the exposure is translating into increased consumption within this group by tracking website traffic, click-through rates, event attendance, and trial conversions, as well as pre- and post-campaign sales at stockists like Dan Murphy's. Phase 3, post-campaign sentiment, from 6 to 18 months, evaluates sustained brand sentiment using customer experience metrics like perception surveys and repeat purchase rates to assess the consumer's satisfaction. Each of these metrics has been chosen to measure how our audience actually engage with brands, meeting them on their primary platforms and aligning with their social and wellness-led lifestyles at festivals and events. Ultimately, these perception and post-campaign measurement tools will capture the peer influence and word-of-mouth communication which is driving purchase behavior in this cohort.